Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com, The Titan. Now, this was actually a movie that I was interested in seeing, specifically when I heard that Sam Worthington was going to be in it. Now, if you're not familiar with who Sam Worthington is, he was in this little movie called Avatar. Now, he's been in many other movies since then, specifically the Clash of the Titan movies and Terminator Salvation. And so when I heard he was going to be in another sci-fi type movie, I was like, yeah, this is going to be pretty sweet. However, when it was finally released on Netflix and not in the theaters, I was absolutely disappointed. This is a horrible movie. I'm going to come out right there and say it. And so within this review, I will be leaving spoilers, but to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. And so let me give you a general idea of what the movie is about. And so the year is 2048. The main character, played by Sam Worthington, is Lieutenant Rick, and his wife, Tyler Schilling, who plays Dr. Abigail, and also Tom Wilkinson, who plays Dr. Martin. And there's other characters, but honestly, they don't really matter. And so they're in this time period where, once again, this is a post-apocalyptic future where there's overpopulation, and basically the humans have to find another place to live because Earth is not habitable anymore. Okay? And so with that being said, they discovered that, or they came to the conclusion that Titan, which is one of the moons around Saturn, is going to be the place that they're going to go live in. However, in order to do that, they're going to have to change themselves. Okay? In this case, change their DNA, change their engineering, become a different species. So that was the whole point of the movie, where once they do change themselves, they will be able to go live on the moon Titan. Okay? So that is the whole general premise. And the premise itself, it's not bad. It's not too different. But at the same time, I kind of thought, wow, they're going to spend a lot of time focusing on them evolving into these creatures, and then they're going to be traveling to Titan. That's kind of what I thought it was. But unfortunately, it wasn't anything close to that. And so they spent so much time in the movie in this military base. Okay, so this base is actually habitable, and it's nicer than 99% of the whole world population. And so this particular base is like a world base, from all different countries, people from all over the world. And it's obviously primarily military people. And so Lieutenant Rick, Sam Worthington, was actually chosen to be in this experiment because he survived 3 days in Syria without food and water. Okay, and all the other soldiers that are involved in this, they have also been through a lot of things in order to get to this point. Okay, because the actual changes that they're going to be going through, this evolution, is going to require a certain type of person. Okay, and so they put all these people together. And the main doctor who's heading this experiment is Dr. Martin. And Dr. Abigail, she is not only Lieutenant Rick's wife, but since she is a doctor, she'll be able to monitor his progress and give him any type of health care that he needs while he's going through this, because this is going to be very experimental and dangerous. Okay, so that is the whole premise. And then initially I thought, okay, this would be pretty cool, especially when, they start showing you what's happening to them, how they're slowly but surely evolving. But then, after that, it was just a horrible movie. The story itself fell flat. The actors and actresses, I think they did the best that they could with the material, especially the lead actors and actresses. But the story itself was just so boring and it's so predictable. That's the biggest problem. I mean, you're going through all this and it's so slow, with no real reason. Most of the times it's showing Sam Worthington and the other characters getting shots. And then Sam Worthington is most of the time in his swimming pool, in his backyard. And his wife is basically always worried about him and their son. And then this Dr. Martin guy, he's just a throwaway villain, I guess you would call it. And then the military is just the military. And then all the other people who are going through this same experiments, I didn't remember any of their names because they didn't matter. And most of them died anyway. And the thing is, the payoff, whenever they become this new life form at the end, it is just so short and it's absolutely useless. There wasn't anything exciting. There's just this all-white, pale-skinned alien-looking person who can't speak. And then they have tentacles coming out of their body. So it kind of reminded me of Species, but obviously not as good. Okay, and they didn't really do anything. They stayed inside the whole base. And then the military put them on lockdown on this experiment that they knew about. A few soldiers get killed. One of the soldiers, who is a girl who became one of these alien forms, because in the end, it's only Sam Worthington, Lieutenant Rick, and this other girl who become this new alien species. And I'm assuming that whenever they went Titan, they were actually going to reproduce and, basically reproduce the new human Titan race over there. But it never even got to that point. They died, and even though they were supposed to be this superhuman being, they really weren't. They were easily killed by guns and knives. And so, very anticlimactic. Like I said, everything's really boring and extremely predictable. And honestly, I didn't care about any of the characters. Even the main character, even Sam Worthington's character, I did not care at all. And so, that's why this movie was so horrible. Because even though they had the talent there, and the production quality wasn't bad at all. It was good for what budget that they had. But it's just a story. It was just not really fit at all with what they were trying to do. And also, if you look at the trailers, it's nothing like the movie. And as a matter of fact, if you watch a trailer, you're pretty much seeing the movie. The best parts of the movie is in the trailer. And that's it. That's it for the Titan. Not a great movie at all. And I kind of wish Sam Worthington wasn't in this movie, because now whenever I think about Avatar, I also think about this horrible movie. And the ending sequence where he's finally on Titan, and now he has wings, and he's flying with the last shot. It was so stupid. Oh, man. It was just, yeah. It was hard for me to watch this whole movie. So anyway, that is the Titan. I don't recommend you watch this because it's absolutely horrible, and you will probably not even want to watch Avatar again because of the simple fact that this probably spoiled it in an indirect way. So, if you had any thoughts in this movie, if you thought it was good maybe, or maybe you agree with me that it was horrible, be sure to leave it in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.